What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. This is a second version, okay, of my ramblings on Rolands. I'm going to actually do a lot less rambling. I apologize for the last video. I was told by a couple of people, and honestly, I kind of woke up to it and I'm like, wow, I have really gotten too much into the condition of, like, explaining things in excess, because by now, most people know what the hell is going on in Diablo 3, so there's really no need for me to break things down so excessively. There are still some points that I want to explain about, and of course, the reason why I'm choosing what I'm choosing, but I don't need to explain everything to you like I used to do in the Dragon Age Inquisition videos, because at that point, everybody was new to the game. Very few people are new to Diablo 3. But anyway, I'm getting to the point where I'm almost going to ramble, but let's take a look at the skills, shall we? Now, in the last video, I had a similar setup to this, but there are a few different changes here, and I've kind of understood a little bit more about what I want to talk to you guys about for the Roland set. Not just what pieces will also make the Roland set better, but I want to give you I guess send you the message that there are a lot of videos out there that are talking about, okay, you need these bracers, you need this shield, you need an Infernus, or a Furnace or whatever. You don't, actually. I mean, you do if you really want to push, like, high greater rifts and stuff like that. But honestly, for T6 farming, it's not necessary. I've come to that conclusion. You really just need a good skill setup, and you need to pay attention to what you have available for your Crusader and kind of build around that. Now, what I did, just as something fun, was let's actually take a look at the gear first. I'm actually splitting both the Akkhan set and also the Roland set. Three pieces here with the Royal Ring of Grandeur, right? So what are we getting from this? Well, from the Akkhan set, right, we're getting the 500 plus to strength, whoop-de-doo, reduce the cost of all abilities by 50% while Akkhan's champion is active. This is awesome right here. This is going to kind of mimic the effect that we get from the bracers, kind of mimic the effect that we get from the special shield and stuff like that. We can't really imitate the increased damage from a Furnace or from the bracers, right, which give you like anywhere from, what is that, 300 to 400% additional damage if you're targeting 3 enemies or less. There's really no way to do that necessarily, but you can get really close, I think, maybe not that close, but you can get pretty damn good with reduced cooldown reduction on your skills in general, and this is how I think. With the Akkhan set, reducing all of your cooldowns by 50% while Akkhan's champion is active. What are we getting from the Roland set? Well, like I said in that video that I've now discarded since, I do think that running with a 4-piece, if you only have 4 pieces, or even if you're willing to experiment, right, since this is kind of just in the realm of T6 farming, right, this isn't about greater rift, you know, 50 plus or anything like that, right? This is my sort of guide to getting you kind of having fun with some Roland pieces. If you already have some Akkhan set, then this is kind of what I'm doing, and I think that is quite fun, right? So with the 2-piece bonus, every use of Shield Bash and Sweep Attack, which we're not using, reduces the cooldowns of your laws and defensive skills by 1 second. This is massive right here, right? Let's read that again. Shield Bash reduces your cooldowns of your laws and defensive skills by 1 second. This means that any law, and you should have a law, you pick is going to have a reduced cooldown, and all defensive skills, and there's a lot of really cool defensive skills, are going to have their cooldown reduction by 1 second every single time. Not a chance, every single time you use Shield Bash or Sweep Attack. Now the 4-piece bonus is really sweet too. Increase the damage of Shield Bash and Sweep Attack by 500%. Again, we're not using Sweep Attack, but we are getting a really nice increase in that bonus damage from the old version of the Roland set, now up to 500%, right? So the rest of your gear, it should just really just be whatever the best that it can possibly be. This here, Hollowed Bulwark, gives you Iron Skin, also increases your block amount by 46%. Now, why the hell would I want something like that? Well, remember what I said about the cooldowns on your defensive skills? Well, Iron Skin is in fact a cooldown skill, right? Or a defensive skill, right? So why take Steel Skin? Why do we want an increased block chance? the way that I see this, right, is it's a good idea if you don't have those bracers, if you don't have that shield, to then try to pack on some good amounts of block chance and block amount, so that way we can make the most out of shield cross. Now, a lot of people will swear by crumble, some other people will swear by shattered shield. Honestly, at this point, with the damage increase that we're getting from shield bash in general, you can pretty much just pick whatever the hell you like and run with it, and it's gonna give you as good of results as you can be skilled in using that particular rune. Okay, now I just go with shield cross because it's the lazy rune, and I think personally, I think it's the most effective. I have tried crumble, I have tried shattered shield, but I love the way the Crusader just charges in there, gets right in the middle pretty much every single time of the enemies, and spreads this shield damage all around him, right? So again, the block amount, block chance is helping to benefit our shield cross with our shield bash, and of course in general is giving us a stronger, more defensive, kind of a little bit more on the tankier side, which is never really a bad thing in my opinion for Crusaders, for our Crusader, right? Alright, so let's talk about more about the defensive skills, right? We talked about how we are getting a reduced cooldown reduction. Well, one of the things that I think is key to this pre-Draken's Lesson bracers and pre-Piro Mirella shield requirements is you're going to need to have as much access to your resource, which is Wrath, as possible, or as many different ways to reduce the cost of the Wrath and increase perhaps the way that we can regenerate that, right? Previously I used Provoke with Hit Me, and this was really good because it gave us a 50% increased block chance for 4 seconds. And again, kind of like what I'm talking about, increasing your chance, increasing your block amount is a great thing for shield cross, but it is a utility skill, and instead of that I've decided to experiment with having shield glare, which of course is another way that we can regain our Wrath, since we are kind of suffering from Wrath depletion faster than we would with the bracers or with the shield. Zealous Glare is a defensive skill, so we're getting that cooldown reduction, plus we're also getting that Wrath regeneration, plus we're also blinding enemies. So if you're using the right gem, Bane of the Trapped, then you're doing increased damage. Yeah, you can clearly see I haven't ranked this one up. We're getting increased damage while they're also blinded, getting Wrath. It's just a great all-in-one package, I think. Again, our laws are also receiving a reduced cooldown reduction. Unstoppable Force, while I have this active, is reducing the cost of my skills by 50% for 5 seconds. With the passive Long of the Alarm, this is extended therefore to 10 seconds. This in general is going to be kind of your 3 big utility skills, even though they're also they're technically under defensive, but these are your, I can just generically speaking here, these are going to be your utility skills to enhance your effectiveness and your ability to punish as many enemies for as long as possible with shield bash. So there we go, there's my ramble about the skills I think that I'm using. There's not much more to explain here. Akkhan's champion, duh, we've got Akkhan's champion with us, and like it says from the 4-piece set, reduce the cost of abilities, so that's a no-brainer, right? We're gonna need that since we got the gear on, you know what I'm saying? Towering Shield, increase damage and punish, which we have as our primary skill, and Shield Bash, and reduce the cooldown further of Shield Glare by 30%. This, you can see where I'm going with this. We're going to be Shield Glaring like crazy all over the place. Iron Skinning for great amounts of damage, or excuse me, damage reduction from enemies while we're running in there into the middle of the pack, trying to execute all these Shield Bashes. It's tons of fun. Let me stop rambling before it continues. I can't even talk. Just watch the gameplay.
Strength fails. Rift Guardian has found you. I require more rats. Is restored.
One more thing I forgot to mention, you can see the numbers here from my damage and my toughness. You can see the details here of my critical hit chance, my critical hit damage. You might want to pause the video because I'm not going to actually sit here and give you all the time in the world you want to look over these stats in excess. But there you go, guys. There's my updated 2.0 ramblings on the Rolands set. I hope this is slightly better, maybe significantly better than the last video that I posted talking about the Rolands set. This isn't like me forcing speed up to like kind of get this down your throat faster so that way I'm not talking so much, so that way you can watch more gameplay. No, actually, I'm really quite excited about this. I actually really am. I think this is one of the coolest like kind of iterations of the Rolands set, plus half of the Akkhan set. It's like the best of both worlds because I really love both sets. I would love for Blizzard to do something to increase maybe a little bit more buffing the Akkhan set, but we might be asking for a little bit too much. Who knows? Later down the line, I have this very strong feeling that this is going to be the trend for Blizzard, that they're going to go on and continue to improve upon the gear that we have, so that way they can improve the diversity that everybody's constantly complaining about a lack of in Diablo 3, while also coming out with new sets. Exciting times. Patch 2.0 is probably going to come out at the end of the season. There's no official word yet as to when the end of season 2 is. We're on season 2, right? Yes, on the end of season 2. Some people are guessing, oh, it'll be 5 months. Some people will think it's going to be 4 months. Only time will tell. But again, exciting things are coming, and I'm looking forward to getting more pieces for the Roland builds. That way I can get to that uber level and start pushing 40, 50 greater rifts and stuff. But I hope that this is a fun video for you guys to watch and kind of gives you a little bit of an eye-opener as to simply the viability of Rolands without all the extra bells and whistles. I think it's quite good for T6 farming. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these Diablo 3 videos here on my channel. I really am trying my best, honestly. I mean, some nights I try just in a sleepy way to put together a video, and I really need to avoid doing that because otherwise it ends up being a really shitty video. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I will see you next time.